Welcome to Soldierz Recovery Family. Welcome to Soldierz Live Thursday night. Soldierz meeting live from First Church of the Open Bible. It is a hopping Soldierz meeting tonight. We are packing in here. Thrive Recovery Center just showed up. There is a ton of people in here. Tonight's topic is codependency. Tyler's going to open the tonight. Brandy win the home. We believe that God in recovery must come first. Recovery is not a one-size-fits-all. This is the live recovery meeting. We are not anonymous. We are not affiliated with any 12-step program. We believe that there's only one step. And that step is find God and find God now. You like that, Andrew? You like that? He's on fire right now.
Yeah.
He's on fire right now. The world is fine, brother. The world is fine. You gotta run this timer though, I know that. That's all I'm worried about. I'm gonna show us how to go with the timer.
Were you working at that? Yeah, like it?
Say hi, Grandma. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, Mom.
Hey. Good. How are you?
Good. Say hi, some soldiers.
Hi.
She made it. And that's what she does. She comes to support the recovery family. God bless her. Here we are. All supporters are welcome. Everybody's welcome in this recovery.
I love it.
Nice and loud, Tyler. Push the button. Push the button. Get their attention, Tyler. Whoop.
Alright, let's get this meeting kicked off.
A little louder, Tyler.
Let's get this meeting kicked off. It's time. Good evening, Sober Soldierz Recovery family. My name is Tyler DeMoss. I have 617 days in recovery. Welcome to the Sober Soldierz Live Recovery meeting. We are not affiliated with the 12-step program. The difference is we are not a program. We are a recovery family. We believe in God and recovery must come first, and recovery can be found in many various ways. We have a few announcements to cover before we get this meeting started. One, Riverview Park Recovery Festival, Sober Soldierz kickball game versus Kingdom Living.
Noon.
Yeah. Two, October 3rd and 4th, Sober Soldierz Camp Out, Twin Acres. 3, baptisms. 4th, 1 p.m. fishing, Colo, Iowa. And then number 4 would be campfire meeting, church around the fire, Sunday the 5th. So, yeah. Our meeting is shared on Facebook Live for those unable to attend in person. If you do not get the opportunity to share during the meeting, please feel free to jump on the group page and share online on a live event or on the page. Everyone's recovery is valuable to this recovery family. Recovery is not a one-size-fits-all. Please speak into the microphone so that people online can hear you. If you choose not to share, please at least share your name and recovery time so we can get to know you. We here in Sober Soldierz community celebrate every day as a victory. Please keep your share to 3 minutes maximum so everyone gets a chance to share. As you can see, we keep a chair in the center of the room for those out there still sick and suffering and the family members suffering along with them, praying one day that they find their chair. A moment of silence followed by the Lord's Prayer. Whose Father?
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
All right. So, the topic I chose today would be codependency. A couple of me and the guys were at the house after our gym session this morning, and we got to talking about, I don't really know exactly how it started, but we were talking about just being focused on yourself right now, and how God and recovery must come first. And it was came in like the topic of codependency came up, and what is codependency? You know, it was like kind of a question that I really couldn't answer. You know, so we thought about sharing on group chat, and I talked to TJ in the garage about it, and he's like, well, why don't you just share the meeting on it tonight? So here I am. I did a little Bible study on it too prior to this. I use this little app called Bible Chat. It's like a little app that does devotionals and prayer. It gives you a prayer, a verse, and a devotional every day, and you kind of like customize it on like your needs. It's a really good outlet. Sometimes I just use the chat to like help me with anything I want to do with like a Bible study. I put a topic in there, so it's Bible verses, and kind of helps me guide my Bible study when I get in my word. So, start this meeting off, I looked up the actual definition online of codependency. I mean, I know it's different, the definition might be different to each person, you know, and you kind of have your own idea of what codependency is. But it says codependency is a behavioral psychological condition where a person successfully relies on another person, often neglecting their own needs and well-being. This person's identity and self-worth become tied to the role
as a caretaker, often in an unhealthy, one-sided, or dysfunctional relationship. So, with that being said, I'm also going to quote a couple Bible verses. One would be like Romans 12:2. It says, "Do not conform to the patterns or ways of this world, but be transformed by the renewing your mind, so that way you can understand God's will." I think the reason why I picked that verse was because in the world we live today, we're expected to it kind of glorifies these like perfect relationships, And being in a relationship isn't easy, especially when you don't have your own yourself together. Especially like that's like right now where I'm at in life, I'm not really focused on that. I'm just really focused on having a relationship with God before that because I know how unhealthy my life can be when I'm in an unhealthy relationship. So I'm just trying to get to know my God, kind of identify what He wants from me or His will for me before even focus on that kind of stuff. But I know in the past I've had unhealthy relationships as like addiction and just like down the bad path, So yeah, that's why I quoted that Bible verse. And then another one we Genesis 3:3. It says, "For you died to this life, and the real life is hidden with Christ in God." So I think it's important to cultivate healthy relationships rooted in support, but without losing sight of what God wants in your life. Because our own self-identity should come from God and not from another person. So yeah, with that, codependency, it kind of brings me to the topic of being equal yoked. It's like having the same values and morals and spiritual beliefs as the other person. So in order to be have a healthy relationship, you kind of have to have yourself over it all. I know that I'm really in a place in that right now. I'm asking God to give me some patience. It takes patience for it. In my past, I've had negative relationships, and I think I have drugs, alcohol, to a dysfunctional relationship. And it's been my experience. As I'm getting to live with God more, I know that He understands me, and all things are possible through Him. And instead of depending on someone else, I can know I can always depend on God. With that, I'll pass.
Isaac, today I have 159 days. So I didn't realize I was codependent until I went to treatment this last time. And my counselor kept telling me over and over again, you're extremely codependent. I'm like, what do you mean? So then she had me read this book called Codependent No More. And as I was going through it, I felt like there was parts of me that was codependent, and there was part of me that made the other people codependent due to my addiction. But I guess the biggest things that I got out of that was because I would basically worship the other person that I was with, and would put their needs before my own, and just basically sacrifice everything for them, But where I'm at now is I know that I need to have kind of boundaries for myself and for the relationship, and so I guess a big part of it is knowing when it was unhealthy and knowing when to let go. Because the more that I would choose to hold on, the more pain it would cause me in the end. If it's not working and it's dysfunctional, and I just feel like I need this person in my life, but I have to sit back and ask myself, do I really need this person? Or can I find my own happiness and do my own thing? And that's something that I've had to do with my kid's mom, and it's kind of blown up in my face. There was a no contact order hearing yesterday, but she retracted her statement, so now that's still going in effect, and I still can't talk to my kids. But I know right now that's something that I want, but I just gotta be patient, and I gotta do it the right way, because I don't have to stoop to the level of I have to be with her to see my kids. That's how it's been every single time, and I'm not doing it. I don't have to do that. There's other ways that I can get my kids in my life, and I'm going to do that. And with that, I'll pass.
My name is Logan Portlow, and I have 279 names. Real quick, it doesn't seem that long ago when I was sitting here and I was talking to you guys
But yeah, no. Anyways, it's been good. Codependency. Stick with the topic. Maybe that's me dodging, right? I don't. I deal with codependency directly. I'm very familiar with it. I probably enable it, maybe manipulate it in ways. Probably have fed off a bit in times with my relationship and my kids, and I'm sure how it's perceived to some people outside looking in can be probably a little toxic. But I know that person is very codependent on me. I think we're finally getting to a place where she is finding her feet and her happiness and comfort in herself, and that's all that I've ever wanted. I'm very proud of her. I think we're getting to a point where, with the current relationship that I'm in, she's finding peace in that. We're trying to be able to raise our kids together in a separated home, well, not with hate or back and forth or blaming or I just want to co-parent with my friend, that I had kids with. That's all I want. I think that's all anybody wants. I grew up in a very divided household where I had parents that hated me. They absolutely hated me. They get with one and they would tell lies about the other. With the other, they tell lies about them. I never knew what was true. It was a very weird environment to grow up in. And it's been a lot of time with my mother, but when I did, it was just weird. Not a lot of love in my household, so didn't really get to see like normal relationships and what it's like to truly love somebody. So I guess I do search for that, and I'm looking for that. I want that for myself. But I agree with what Tyler said. I think that to be equally yoked with your person is very important. It should not be one-sided. You should not carry the weight for your other person. And you should be beyond them in your path and where you're going, and where you see yourself. If I'm up here and my person is still struggling to get up here, I have no idea how that works. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It seems like I don't know. So you set yourself up for failure. But I think I've also been codependent on chaos too. So I don't know. This is a very broad topic. You could be codependent on a number of different things. The Language of Letting Go is a very good book. It's a daily devotional on codependency, and I suggest that you all deal with this. Later.
Hi, my name is Ben. I've got 2 years, 8 months, and 9 days today. What a good topic. Yeah, I'm not good at all that, so let's just go on to the next thing. No, codependency. I think kind of like what Logan was saying. It could be a lot of things, but being codependent on a person or people in your life is kind of a sticky situation unless you are equally yoked, It doesn't have to be like a relationship. You don't have to, be in a relationship, a romantic relationship, to be codependent on a certain person, Some of us are codependent on our parents or just a really good friend, And I guess you should probably kind of watch for that with these people that, you surround yourself with. Just make sure you're not enabling them. Make sure you're not enabling them to start to be lazy or fall back or whatever, because that can be dangerous for them too, You might feel good helping them out. Just make sure you're watching it, I guess, And Logan, I can't read well, so I don't know about the book. So maybe you can read it to me. Okay. That's all I got. Love y'all.
I'm Casey, and I've been in recovery for 49 days. Codependency. I'm still breaking some chains of codependency, like with a toxic parent that never reaches out, and I took her off most of my social media, but I know she still watches my stuff on Snapchat. And codependency with like the toxic and chaos. to break those chains, you have to step out of being uncomfortable with all of that stuff, or being comfortable, and step into being uncomfortable to gain healthy and surround yourself with the right people. And instead of keep falling back into all that stuff and codependency with the drug of choice. Anytime that I had a hard downfall or was really struggling, I didn't have the group that I have now to reach out to. So it was easier to just go back to my codependent ways of, oh, hey, there's a couple shots. And I'm breaking free of those chains. I'm in the healthiest relationship I've ever had. I have a great relationship with God now, and I have the best friend that I've ever had. She can't be here today. And just the circle that I've entered, it's overwhelming, the support that I've gotten. And that I can call if I need anything, and it's so much better than that toxicity and negative things that you used to grab onto with being codependent in all of the addiction that came with it. And it made a lot more sense in my head before I started saying it. So with that, I pass.
I'm Joseph. I have 35 days. Codependency. Oh man. I'm a very codependent person. I'm getting a lot better. I've only been working on it for 35 days, but you know, in the past I went from being very dependent, very dependent on my drug of choice to a relationship where, you know, I had this one person that never gave up on me. And me as a codependent person, I took advantage of that. And in every single way, shape, and form, I completely wrecked everything. And it was just, you know, and at the time I didn't realize I was doing it, you know, and I wake up when I get clean and stuff like that. I've been, you know, and I had some clean time, but I never took the time to work on myself when I did have that clean time. I had a couple years, but a big part of it is, you know, waking up out of the drug world and taking the time to actually find yourself again before starting a relationship is one of the main things I'm trying to work on, believe it or not. But you know, I got these temptations and stuff going on, and I don't want to fall back into that. I want to continue to grow myself, and for God, for myself, for my recovery, and for my kids, because my kids deserve their dad. And as this continues to get, as the days continue, I feel so much better, and I'm doing really good. And by stepping back into that codependent lifestyle, depending on somebody else, I don't want to do that. I'm 32 years old. I'm tired of leaning on somebody else. You know, I used to take all my baggage and put it onto one person and just isolate myself. And when that person got home from work, it wasn't fair to that person. And now my kids are traumatized from that. And that's on me. And now I have so much motivation right now to make that better. I really do. I'm striving to be a better man every single day. And thanks to the Sober Soldiers, I'm kicking ass right now, so that'll pass.
My name's Nick, and I have 814 days.
All right.
Ashley and I aren't really codependent, we're trauma bonded. I don't know if that's the same or not, but no, it's we used to be super codependent on each other, and I would say in ways that we, I'm sure that there are times that we still are, but I think it's a lot healthier now than what it ever is. And like at first I wanted to say something like oh, we still are codependent, but So, apparently, according to Google anyway. So, obviously, yeah, I mean, I know that, like, you know, like, I lean on her and she leans on me, but you know, it's not to, like, you know, if I'm having a shitty day and she, you know, doesn't coddle me, I'll be okay. And if she's having a shitty day and I don't coddle her, she'll still be okay. We know that, but she still coddles me sometimes, and I still coddle her sometimes. So, every once in a while we need that. So,
I'm Ashley, and I'm 6 days away of 26 months. Yeah, I mean, I've been codependent my entire life. I feel like God kind of made it to where Nicholas and I knew what it would be like to put him first, and then our relationship first, and then our children. Because that's what the Bible calls it to be. It's very important to be able to show our family our relationship as a one, as a duo, in order for that to show them what it is to be a healthy relationship now. I've been codependent in a lot of different things in my life. So I'm glad that I can sit here and say the only person that I really need is my husband, and then the almighty God, you know, and everything else. So yeah, that's kind of where it's at. When it comes to codependency with me, I do just also have like a request, guys, to just keep me prayed up for finding a job. I'm just like, my unemployment's running out, and I'm super ready to have one. And, you know, I have strict hours that I feel like I made a commitment to God, and so, like, I'm not available to work Wednesday nights, and I'm not available to work Sunday mornings. And my commitment here for my recovery is Thursday, and then I get my daughter on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's like anything, you know, past mom hours, I'm only available Monday and Tuesday, and, like, that's kind of hard, you know, when it's financially, when it comes to being able to take care of our home and be in the stress of maybe only having one income in the house. But I know if I stand firm on my promise to the Lord and stand firm on my obedience, that something will come through. But I also know sometimes it takes an army. So just keep me prayed up that I find something that's going to fit my schedule in order for me to be able to take care of my family financially and be there at home at night too. Thanks.
Susan, 1,295 days. To the glory of God. Lost my mom yesterday, so it's been a struggle. But other than that, not much to say. Thanks for being here.
I'm Todd. I've been recovering since June. Codependency. I know all too well about codependency. I lettered it in high school. So, for years, I thought I needed to be in a relationship with a woman or have certain things to be happy. And I didn't end up like what Isaac says, and I sympathize with you, man, about, you know, going out of my way for people, doing things for people, neglecting my health, neglecting my happiness, neglecting things that I wanted to do to make them happy. I ended up being in relationships with very toxic women. You know, no contact order. I'm the victim of one. I have a no contact order on a woman who's been stalking me for 4 years, who literally wants to kill me. So I was in a relationship with her, codependent on it, did everything I could just to make her happy, and it blew up in my face very bad. You know, I would go out there and spend money on things like, because I thought I needed this, and I thought I needed this, and I thought I needed this, and, you know, again, it was totally codependent. I finally realized the hard way that I don't need people or things to be happy. Having a relationship with God will make me happy, and myself be happy. I don't need anything. Don't get me wrong. People can enhance your life, like my daughters and close friends in certain situations have definitely enhanced my happiness, and I'm so grateful that they're in my life, but I only need God and myself to be happy. And with that, I'm going to pass.
Marie, 110 days. We were talking beforehand. This is the first time it's like a complete sobriety, and that's a good feeling. But I've always been codependent, always kind of adapted my personality around my partners or boyfriends, and just always kind of followed the lead, and yeah, let's go do it, even if I didn't want to do it. But I'm going to take my word from Tuesday, and I'm thriving at being independent right now. The only person I am depending on is God. I'm chasing my mission for His kingdom. I'm praying every day. I'm doing Bible studies, and that is the only person I am depending on right now is God and myself. And I'm doing pretty darn good. So thank you.
Hello, I'm Casey, and I've got 63 days in recovery. Like she said, we were talking before, and I was so worried coming up to these 63 days because I've never made it past 58, and I was like, through some things that I've gone through this past week, I realized that I've never actually been sober before. Them 58 days were fake, man. I was getting drunk, doing lines of cocaine, smoking weed. Like, that wasn't sober just because I was not on meth. But before, it just dawned on me over this week that I've never been sober before. It has never been a thing. So my 63 days, man, I have had to apply myself and outreach more than just this wonderful group of people and make sure that I was going to be okay, because my heart hurt, man, and I've never had to hurt before. Not done some burnouts on somebody's front yard, or like went out and got drunk and then done them burnouts. Like, that's never happened before. And man, I did pretty good. And I'm so like, there's so much power behind that. Like, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. And I got, like, it wasn't the end of the world what happened, but it hurt my heart, and it was realistically uncalled for. I'm so grateful those things happened. I'm so grateful that I had to go through that pain, that I had to sit in that I had to reach out to people and call them bawling, hyperventilating, and be like, I'm not okay, and I don't know what to do, and I don't know why. And man, I'm so grateful for some of the people in this room. And I'm so proud. My big brother told me he was proud of me last night. We've always been I lean on each other, but then he's like, Casey, you've been through some stuff. I'm like, Jonathan, I put myself through that stuff. Every part of that I put myself in. And he's like, that doesn't discount that you've been through some things, Casey, and I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of how hard you're working at it. And like, he's been helping me out financially so I can get to these support meetings, putting gas in my car. Like, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to get to any of these meetings. And he's just, I was giving him a day-by-day play when I first got out of rehab. I gave Maggie a day-by-day play too. Like, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going, where should I go next? What am I doing? How do I do this? CJ too, codependency has been something I've always depended on. Always. I've always put a relationship before myself, all the time. I've been so broken by relationships. I literally thought, my mind felt broken because I put so much into somebody, and it didn't matter what they were going to do to me. I still wanted to be with them. They broke my face, and I still wanted to be with them. They made me unrecognizable in the mirror to myself, and I still wanted to be with that man. That is insane to me. That is absolutely insane to me. And it's like, to gain the confidence and to know that I am worth more than that has been a hard road. And to feel like I even deserve more than that has been hard. And I know, I don't even want to be with myself right now. I'm super proud of myself. I'm 63 days sober, first time in my life, I'm super proud of myself, but I'm not even ready to be with myself yet. I don't have things I want to have things. I want to be a place in my life that I want to be with me. So I can't even bring anybody else into my personal and let that happen, because it's going to be my downfall if I do. And I mean, it wasn't, but so with that I will pass. And I didn't see you
Jason, sober since June 22nd. I mean, so good. I don't depend on everything my whole life, parents, girlfriend, wives, kids. Some you're good at, I guess, if you're an addict, if you're an addict with the women, or, whatever. But the main thing that I am getting better at with the codependency was to say no. Like, I struggled with saying no to people, so I was dependent on my ex-wife to pay the bills, or waking up for work, or something. And me being on my journey alone is no, telling people no. And it took me to get a motorcycle to tell people no, or no rides. Like, everybody's like, give me a ride here, give me a ride. And I was like, now I can say no. And I mean, no nuts and buts, but it's no. And it helps me because it was that foundation of no. And so now it's, can I borrow money? No. Can I, you buy me cigarettes? No. Can I get a pot? No. So, and it's helped me because my whole life I've said yes to everybody. Hey, can I live with you? Yes, go ahead, I got a couch. Hey, can I get a job? Yeah, have a job. I don't care, I'll pay you whatever you want, So that codependency, it's that cycle. I'm gonna break that cycle. The cycle of yes, and the cycle of letting people take advantage and treating me how I don't want to be treated, but I was okay with it. Like, I was okay with my stepkids beating the shit out of me. Or, it was one of those, things. Okay. So with that, the codependency, and, the cycle needs to break. No. That's all I gotta say.
Thanks, Sean.
Codependency. I think I finally got rid of most of my codependency. I was, at one time I had a relationship that I was in for way too long, and I was extremely codependent on that person. I don't have that anymore. And aside from that, I think the only other thing I would ever been codependent on is drugs. Drugs were who I was and what I was. So, and I've gotten rid of that. So now it's all about, right now it's all about me, and God. So that's where it's at for me right now. Because I'm not good for myself right now, so I ain't any good for anybody else. So I gotta, as soon as I figure that out, I'll be good to go. That'll pass.
Thanks, Sean.
My name is Benji. I'm in recovery, and today is 7 months, 18 days. I have to say, half my adult life I was codependent on friends, plugs, ex-wife, ex-girlfriends, my kids. I was codependent on everybody. And I mean, to be honest, I'm probably still pretty codependent today. But for different reasons. Before it was, I was codependent on whoever it was, whether it was to get high or, for my own benefit on something, whether it was for joy, for drugs, for sexual favors, whatever it may have been, you know, there was always that codependency with somebody. You know, now it's more for trying to better myself. You know, trying to make the right decisions, surrounding myself with, I mean, I'm codependent on all of you in this room. You know, just to hold me accountable for my actions, for, you know, just everything I'm doing in my life. But most of all, I'm most of all dependent on God, but, you know, in a way it's, I'm codependent on Him as well, because the other half needs to be myself. So, you know, I guess it's a good topic, but it's one of them topics that's always been kind of confusing to me. And I feel like it probably will always be confusing to me. Just because I feel like there's always that sense of codependency in life, one way or another. So, with that, that's what I got.
Hi everybody, I'm Jessica, and today I have 202 days. I am also very good at codependency. Phenomenal at it, actually. So, growing up, you know, I learned by the people who were supposed to be there for me not being there for me. I learned how to seek validation from other people. I became codependent seeking that validation because, you know, my dad was not there. And my mom couldn't be there because she was busy working 3 jobs, supporting 3 children all on her own, and emotionally she couldn't always be there. I'm now looking back, you know, she was the best mom ever. I mean, she did all the things. But I was still without her a lot because she was busy making sure we had what we needed. So kind of that external validation and attention-seeking behaviors definitely fueled my first round of addiction. It's how I got into drugs. It's, you know, hanging out with people who gave me the attention. You know, definitely older males that should not have been giving me said attention, and then just kind of letting it snowball from there. So I became codependent on the people I surrounded myself with, and then I became codependent on my addiction. And then through all of that, I became codependent on like my trauma, because without my trauma, who was I? You know, I was just some person that was messed up in the head. So it's like, oh, let's, you know, spill all the beans about what we've been through. And that's kind of like how I made friends. Was I found people that would be like, oh yeah, I've been through that too, or oh yeah, I suffered that too, or oh yeah, we're both just as messed up, so let's go get messed up, kind of a thing. So the codependency in my life, it's getting better. I'm not going to say that I'm without it, because I still struggle with seeking validation, because I just want to make the people around me happy, and I want to make them feel better, and I want to make sure that, you know, everyone around me has what they need, because I'm just like, I'm this little mother hen that likes to take care of people and do all the things and put a smile on people's face. So I'm codependent on creating that feeling, because if I'm not making people around me feel better, then I don't feel better, because then I'm just like, well, what am I doing? I'm sitting here like a bum on a log. So that's one thing that I struggle with. And I just wanted to point out really quick too, because we were in a session with Pastor Josh, and he asked me a question that kind of like it was a mid-sentence epiphany, and he's like, you know, what are you most afraid of? You know, like getting married. And my reaction was losing my identity and not knowing like who I am because of my codependency issues. Like I've always put myself as this person's mom, this person's daughter, this person's friend, this person's whatever, and has never really developed my own identity. So I feel like I'm kind of codependent on the people around me,
to tell me who I am. And that's definitely something that I'm working on, because I need to know who I am, so that way I know what I can give, to set those boundaries, to not allow people to let me do for them to the detriment of myself, because I will spend every last dime, drop of gas, emotional capacity for the entire week in a day, because I'm just trying to do for others. So yeah, and that's something that I'm working on. So hopefully somebody can relate to that and we can figure it out together. But with that, I will pass.
Hi, I'm Kevin. I got 93 days. I think I wrote the book on codependency, guys. We were talking about this morning a little bit as well. Codependency to me is, I'll explain it like this. It's an internal void, and I have a feeling it with an external substance, regardless of what that is to you. To me, it was drugs, alcohol, women, candy, food, anything. And I was doing it hardcore. I was in a place where I wasn't happy no more with myself, so I thought I need a woman in my life to fill that void. And that wasn't good enough, so I would drink. And that wasn't good enough, I would use drugs. And I got tired of using drugs, I drink. So it was not a healthy relationship. I took good people and turned them into bad people. My best friend was my ego. That didn't work out very well. We had separation issues. So I took a long look at myself one day. I was in Bethel, and I was in the bathroom, and I just walked in on a couple guys rolling glass, and I was like, wow, your mom was a window cleaner. And I'm looking at myself, and I got my shirt off, and my ego started to look good, and I'm like, no, I don't. I look like crap. I was attention-seeking, well, I'm not going to say it, but it starts with W, and I needed that, and I thought, I did. All I needed is just pull my head out of my butt, grab myself by the and then be a man. The way God designed me. When you step outside that design, everything falls apart. No matter how many days you're sober, once you pick that back up, you're going to start right off where you left off, and sometimes it's even worse. I was on a speeding bullet, and I was going wherever, anything I hit along the way, I was going to destroy. I didn't care, it didn't bother me. I was only out for me and my ego. Well, my ego is nothing but these three words. All I did, and all my ego did for me was ease God out. And I'll never allow that to happen again. He's my best friend. I love him more than anything in this world. God, kids, sobriety, then myself. So I'm wearing those in that order. And I can't live my life without God no more. He gave me the jaws of life, and he brought me out of the depths of hell. And he brought me back up, and he showed me the light, and it's bright, and I love it. And this is the first time I've been around people that care about me, love me, that don't even know me, but they're trying to help me in any way they can. And I feel like I got a family, and I'm grateful. Gratitude beyond words I can even describe. I met this loud guy in the Dallas County Jail just telling me about some dude wearing his clothes and shoes. And I'm like, wow, he's talking about me. I thought, wow, he got the same story. And I was like, man, I'm impressed. Sign me up. Let's do this. Yeah, I'm loving it. Bad man with jammer right there, but I'm on man card. Give me one. Picture on it. Yeah, I'm broken inside. This guy stand up like he got super glue built for him. Man, I'm gonna hit you, G.I. Joe. So I got some great news today. I got to see this amazing woman that in my induced drug-riddled mind and my alcohol mind, I thought she was out to get me, but I guess there was people behind the curtain that I wasn't seeing, and they're all doing all this amazing things behind my back, and they're trying to get me to go get treatment, and I'm saying, no, I'll do intensive outpatient treatment. Yeah, right, that was a joke. So the only thing I was consistent out is BSing myself. Nobody around me believed me, I guarantee you. So, she finally, just when we were able to talk, and she just laid it all out to me, and everything started filling in those voids. There's information that I was not seeking at the time when I was locked up. I was like, you really did all that? And then she proved to me that they were doing it. These people that were trying to help me out, people I didn't even know, people in the community, the little town I was living in, knew my story, and they heard me talk about my story when I was sitting around other tables, and I am so grateful for that man up there, and I'm so grateful to the Lord. Without him, I wouldn't have you people in my life today. And I wouldn't have an opportunity. I don't care if it's the very last day of my life and my kids decide to walk in my life. This walk, this journey I'm going on will be glorified. It would be worth it if they walked in that room and say, hi, how are you? If I just had 1 hour left with them, I'll do 20, 30 years, whatever God plans for me to stay here. It'll be worth it. Amen. All right, with that, I'll pass, guys.
Sean, I got 242 days there. If you had asked me about codependency in the past, I would have said it would have been relationships. But being asked that today, I realized my codependency was on drugs. It didn't matter if it was a good thing, bad thing. If it was good, I thought celebrate with drugs. If it was bad, kill the pain with drugs. But I got recovery in God and you guys, I think, took a change of mind. And now I look for better things in life. That's all I've asked.
Lindsay, I have 386 days. So mine's kind of like Jess. I was thinking my codependency started as a kid. You know, the traumas that happened, Dad left, you know, and then I didn't have a father figure. My stepdad was SAing me, so I never really had a father figure, so I chased men to get that satisfaction, you know, that feeling of what I was missing, you know, and then, and I would do anything in a relationship to keep the person, because the fear of abandonment, the fear of being alone, the fear of having to feel someone leave me again was greater than the abuse that I would endure from the person. Like, I could endure all of that as long as you don't leave me, because I'm so fearful of you leaving. You know, but I've also been on the other end of the spectrum. It's either codependency or super dependent. Like, I don't need nobody. Don't help me. I got this. And I guess for me, this journey that I've been on since I have accepted the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ into my life is finding balance with that. You know, everybody needs somebody, but not to the extent that it should be you don't know who you are in the Lord Christ because you lost your identity in someone else. That's idolatry. You know, that's putting someone above God. And I know who I am in God today. And, you know, and like I may be in a relationship, but I'm with a person who I can be codependent because those are still habits that I have. I mean, they don't just up and disappear. Like, it is something that you have to consciously work on every day. And I have someone who will be like, no, we don't need to see each other today. We have responsibilities. We have classes. We're doing things to learn about ourselves, and I'm grateful for that. So I get what Tyler said with equally yoked, you know, and even so, like, when my yoke is not all the way there, I'm glad I got someone who can be yokier, you know. And be like, here, let me add to your yoke, so we're equally yoked again, you know. And it's weird for me. I've never had that. You know, and it's uncomfortable sometimes. It's like, okay, when is the other shoe gonna drop? When is the lie gonna come out? When am I gonna find a message on his phone? When, you know, because that's what has happened in my past. I know, it's weird, you know, and it's all just a learning process. And all I know, what I'm gonna end with is I am totally codependent on God. And I don't, and in the best way possible, whatever Google said for Nick, you know, like my identity is through him. The hole that I was filling with men and drugs is filled with him. And nothing and nobody will take that piece from me again.
Hello everyone, I'm Cheyenne. I have 4 years, 9 months, 18 days. I do actually have a lot to say on this topic, but there are others who would like to share, so I'm actually going to just share on the page later tonight.
I'm Cora and I have a year and 28 days. Like Cheyenne, I have a lot I could say on codependency. Just that I've been working through it and learning to love myself and finding the balance between dependency and codependency and depending on people too much or letting people depend too much on you. And with that, I'll pass.
I got 9 months and 10 days. I guess I was kind of codependent in the past. So, I was really like. Yeah, now I kind of like. You guys are making me sweat. Yeah. Yep. Codependency is a big topic for me as well. Yes. And as of right now, changing slowly, and working on my relationship with God. And thank you. That gold medal. Yes. Climbing it. Sure is. I'm doing better things in my life. I'm still at the house. 6 months. Been there 6 months. I'm just kidding. I'm in a good mood. Really am still in a good mood, huh? Always good. But, codependency. Man, I don't really know what to say. It's like a lot of stuff's gone on since I've been at the house, you know what I mean? Like, with that person in the past, don't rely on it. I don't rely on nothing. It's just my recovery in God, the path is going the right path with God, I'm working on my relationship. I'm journaling, and I've been journaling for a good while, and it helps. It helps with, my brain's always going, so I'm doing awesome. Climbing the ladder, each step that I take in the ladder is an opportunity for me to do better and succeed, create, I wrote down goals that I'm trying to achieve in my life, and no one's stopping me, no one, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna keep going forward, and then keep doing my job, praising God, and I'm climbing every day, you know what I mean? Climbing every day on the ladder, even scouting, for sure. Yeah, that'll pass.
Present, I have 587 days. Codependency. I've been on both sides. I've been dependent on somebody, and somebody's been dependent on me, both of which were very unhealthy. But the foundation of those relationships, whether it was me being codependent or them being codependent, was based off drugs. Like, that was our foundation, was drugs. That's what brought us together, was drugs. So, I mean, I think we should all depend on somebody, but we should be codependent on God, but we should have people in our lives that we can depend on to be there to hold us accountable when we need to pour our head out of our ass, or people that need to say the truth, even though it might not be what we want to hear. We need those people in our lives. We need groups like this where we can all come together and talk about this stuff. So I think there's healthy dependency, and then there's codependency, which I think is, I guess it depends. You know, we should. I feel like we should all be codependent on God for sure. He should be the only one that allows us to, or gives us our joy, or fills us with joy. No person in this world should dictate how you feel, or should control how you're going to act or feel or respond. Nobody should have that much control over you. The only person that should is God, and that's all we got. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Cody. We're going to introduce some new people here after I try to touch on this subject a little bit. I second what Benji said. It's very, very confusing for me. It always has been. I feel like it's something I'm decent at. I mean, everybody else seems to be decent at it. But I know that like my intentions were pure. Preston spoke about whatever side of it you're on, it's bad. But then and so I was like totally confused after that. But then he said when it was founded on drugs. And that made sense, because like when it's like love, or like if there's like genuine mutual respect, I think it could be a good thing. And I think it can come full circle. Like you could be dependent at one point, and then somewhere along the road maybe they could depend on you, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like when Tyler read the definition, I thought of parents. It just reminded me of parents that like sacrifice it all for their children. And I think it's not a conscious like investment, but I think it definitely returns tenfold in the end. So a word I would recommend looking up would be like symbiotic. I think that's kind of what we're aiming for here, like symbiotic relationships. I don't know the exact definition, but I think it's like a mutual beneficial type situation. So that's my attempt at trying to make sense of that. We are going to go around. I was told not to give it to you because you speak so.
No, he's not wrong. I usually avoid the microphone, but I'm not supposed to tonight. Here's the deal. Every single one of us looks at dependence wrong. Like we are hurt, or have not been able to trust people, or have not been trustworthy. So the word dependence is a negative connotation. Where we get codependence, it's broken people holding on to each other because it's two broken boats just trying to stop from sinking. And like we look at independence as the goal. And that's just it's a flat out failure. Like we're not people trying to go from codependence to independence. We're people trying to redefine what we should be dependent on. Let me tell you right now, I depend on my wife. Wholeheartedly. Undoubtedly. There is no part of me that is worried about the dependence that I have on my wife. There's no part of me that's fearful about that. And it's because I know who her father is. It's because I know who my father is. We are both together holding on to each other because we can trust one another. And it's not because either of us are perfect. We're broken inside in certain ways, but the God of this universe, the one who calls us his children, has redeemed us. He bought us already. He paid for us already. I get to be perfect and new and redeemed by the blood of Christ because that's my life and my identity. I'm no longer independent or codependent on broken things. I'm dependent on my wife to hold me closer to God. And she's dependent on me to hold me closer to God. And we both get to cling to each other as we cling to our Father. I'm not scared of dependence anymore because I know who I can trust. I don't have to be broken anymore because I'm not standing in an ocean that storms are tossing me about. I stand on a foundation that is the rock that is Christ. I don't get scared of wins anymore. And I say all this to say that I see you, and I hear you, and my heart breaks for every single story that we've heard tonight, because we've all been broken and lost and hurting. But I'm telling you right now, there is joy and peace. There is hope on the other side of this when you cling to the cross. Friends, let's not end on sadness tonight. Let's end focusing on where we're supposed to be going, standing on the rock. And guess what the best part of this is? I can be depended on because I depend on Christ. I don't have to worry about that. I love you guys. I love you so much. Christ wants this from you. He wants you to lay this at the cross that he already died on for this. Trust in him, and you will never go wrong.
I don't remember all the new people. I know there was quite a handful of them. I'm gonna go around the room. If you guys could just give us your name, if you got some recovery time, and let us know how long. Anything else you want to say?
My name is Sue, and I have 40 days today.
Come back.
You're going next, so what's better?
I'm Alicia. I have 21 days today.
I'm Sierra and I have 26 days.
I'm Matt. I have 2 weeks.
I'm Steve and I have 13 days.
I'm Sherry. I'm 1 year and 9 months.
I know there's a few more.
Oh, no.
If you swear, I could lie and say I recognize you, but I guess that's everybody. If we could, yeah, we'll sit down and say the Lord's Prayer.
Oh, shit, oh my God. Come on, Cody. You should have got a circle. What do you got going on here?
Whose Father?
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and glory forever and ever. Amen.
You okay, Benji? You okay?